One thing I wanted everyone to know is what I tried to include were people of all different backgrounds. So what Taylor's about to play, and Taylor, it's at 17 seconds.
Okay.
It shows just a snippet of the backgrounds of people that gave input for this video.
I was non-denominational.
I was an atheist.
I fell away from the church.
I am a United States Marine.
I am a cradle Catholic.
I studied Islam for 3 years.
I used to be Methodist.
After just 4 months attending the Latin Mass, my wife came to me and said she wanted to become a Catholic. When I asked her why now, she said that Catholicism had never made sense to her until she saw the Latin Mass.
The second thing, which everyone thinks about and talks about with the Latin Mass, is reverence.
Yeah.
Reverence.
Reverence.
Reverent.
Reverence.
It's reverence.
Reverence.
The reverence.
Reverence.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but it's the reverence. It's the absolute reverence. It is everything we do is focused on Christ and focused on bringing you and me closer to Him.
You know, another thing that goes along with reverence is the words that are said. A lot of people think that the Latin Mass is just the English Mass in Latin. And Sarah, 1972 bride, she's awesome. She pointed out that is not the case.
Now, up until this point, I had truly believed that the Latin Mass was the Novus Ordo Mass in Latin, and that it was just done more reverently. I think a lot of people believe this. And so reading along in the Missal for the first time, I was absolutely floored. The part that really hit me between the eyes is the part that you read in the Missal when it says, "And what return shall I make to the Lord for all He has given me? I will take the chalice of salvation and I will call upon the name of the Lord." That's it. That's all of it. That's the ultimate question of what's our role, what's our job, and what does God expect of us? And it's not in the new Mass. It's not there.
This has been really big to me. One of my favorite parts of the Mass is Psalm 115:12 in the Douay Reams, or 116:12 in other translations. What return shall I make to the Lord for all that He's given to me?
I'll take
And
it
when
to
I first read that, exactly, and call upon the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that is amazing. That's what we should think all the time. Like, what basically that means, what can I do for God for all that He's done for me?
Yeah.
And not that we're like Pelagian and we're like, we have to do things to, win God's love or whatever. But that should be our mindset. Like, God has given me so much. He's been so generous to me. I should be generous in return.
Yeah.
And that will change every relationship you have. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So a great reminder.
Well, I mean, as a father of teenagers, I'm having to stress this because teenagers are teenagers, right? They're not little kids. And I'm saying, they're like, well, praying the rosary every night and, these things. It's like, look around. Look how healthy we are. Look at all the good we have. Look at our home and the good food we eat and everything that you have. It's just you're offering back crumbs to the Lord. It's not that big a deal. You got to be grateful. I mean, even the Sursum Corda, right? Where let us give thanks unto the Lord our God. Eucharistia, thanksgiving is what it means. The Mass is a sacrifice. Christ gives His blood and His body. What do we give? Thanksgiving. It's nothing.
Yes.
Right? All we're saying is thank you. We're uniting our little thank you to Jesus dying on a wooden cross. All His blood poured out. It's just a thank you. So, again, when you attend the Latin Mass, it's not like, oh, well, I'm a lay Eucharistic minister, or, I'm offering me being a reader, or, these special roles. You're just a nobody. You're a nobody.
Yeah.
And the Mass will go on with or without you, as U2 says.
Yes.
It's going to go on with or without you. You're just there to whisper your thank you in the presence of this magnificent sacrifice for eternity.
We could talk about this all day, and I didn't think we'd be going this long, but I'm excited we're going this long because the Latin Mass is amazing, and there's so much to cover. 3 hours, I was telling you, 3 hours of clips that people sent. There were several people that sent me 30-minate clips on Latin Mass.
That's
and
amazing.
I was like, holy moly.
You're like, thank you, but that's a lot of editing.
Yeah. So It is a lot of editing. So I want to give a shout out real quick to my friend Dylan Drago. He's awesome. You met him once, and he actually chanted the Gloria that's in the background of the 8-minute video. But he was a praise and worship leader in a Nova Scotia parish, and now he and his family are at the Latin Mass. So talk about awesome.
When I started to pay attention to the precision with which the prayers are offered, it is almost as if you are watching a skilled physician perform surgery. Everything is done for a very specific reason. It has a meaning. And I started to realize that when I was in the sanctuary at the foot of the altar, that beneath me during the consecration, purgatory was opened and souls were being ushered into heaven by the assistance of the angels, and time just seemed to stop. It's as if that's where we were supposed to be, what we were made for all eternity.